Hello? Oh, you're not ready? Okay, we're not here. Hello?
Hello.
uh, technical difficulties over. Hello?
I need to make chat bigger. I cannot read.
Oh dear.
I don't know how to
Why?
make chat bigger. Oh. Well,
Chat, can you be bigger, please?
yeah. Oh, there we go. Visual impaired chat. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my God.
Hello.
Okay, you guys are taking up my entire screen now. Like, that's
Wow.
too much.
Guys, can you leave a little room for other windows? Could you?
Okay.
It's all on you guys. We have nothing to do with it.
Oh my God. Oh my God, YouTube. Okay, I give up. There's no way to fix it. I don't understand.
Finch is always mad.
Okay, apparently you can't make chat have bigger text. It's impossible, so I can't read you guys.
Oh no.
I don't know what Ursula told you last time we streamed because had a migraine.
So Bone, did I tell you about Bones getting his eyes checked? His glass. I think I told the stream that your glasses broke and you got an eye exam, but now you're without glasses for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So
I'll see you guys again in 3 weeks.
yeah. So
Ursula just took my story. She just took it and told my story.
you're allowed to tell it.
No, I'm not because you freaking took it.
Tell it again.
No, I'm not gonna. Hi guys. Hi Charlie. Hi YS Watch. Hi Inkadora. Hi Nightbot. Hi Leechbread. Hi Doku.
Good old Nightbot.
Hi, hello. How are you?
Hi.
Ursula steals my stories. She doesn't love me.
Wow.
She is mean.
It's true.
She smells bad.
It's true.
She lies to me.
It's true.
I got a needle yesterday, and Ursula was like, I showed her the needle, and she's like, "That's tiny. That's a tiny needle. That's nothing." And I got the needle, and the nurse was like, "I'm sorry, that was such a big needle." So there. It was a big needle. It was like at least like I don't know measurements. Like 3 millimeters. It was at least 3 millimeters thick, which is pretty big for a needle, and it left a pimple-sized hole in me that is like hard and sore. And it stung when it went in, and it stung when they pushed me full of juice.
I was joking that it was like a boba tea straw.
Yeah, it was basically they puncture me with a boba straw.
Yeah.
Yeah, boba tea. That was me. My arm, underneath my arm. Any size of needle is too big. Yeah, but like this was big. This wasn't like a little hair needle, like they do for the COVID shot. That needle's tiny. You barely feel it. This one you definitely felt. If it was not a slight pinch. It was a pinch. And it wasn't that like the fluids was painful. I mean, it was too, but I think I was mostly focused on the fact that I got stabs that hurt the most. Because after that, it just hurt at the little stab point, and it still hurts if I touch it. It's sore. But it's not like the COVID shot where the arm starts just getting warmer and warmer. Like, it's not that. It's just sore.
Ursula busts out a hand like it's nothing. Listen, I'm a professional artist. It's okay if you guys
For me, it's not the size of the needle, it's whether it's slurping or giving. I thought you were like, okay, wait. I hate when it sucks stuff out because it takes forever and you have to sit there with it inside you. I hate it. It makes me feel so uncomfortable. I'm leaning on my shoulder. I'm leaning on my thing right now, and I can feel the injection site is so sore. I'm being a baby. It's not that sore.
You're allowed to be a baby if you want.
Yeah. POV, you have to get 3 shots every week for like 8 years. Oh, wow. You're so cool. You're so strong.
But actually.
Honestly, it depends, because, like, some people it's hard, right? And some people it's not.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not scared of needles, like, getting 3 a week is, like, nothing.
Yeah.
Like, that's like taking a pill. But if you're scared of needles, then that's something, basically. Because I've been having to get, like, my blood taken, like, once every 3 weeks, and it's awful, and I cry the whole day. But Ursula had to get blood taken every single day for, like, several weeks, and she didn't even care.
Nope.
She was like, oh, it's starting to hurt now because my veins been poked a lot.
The only time it was really bad, it was once. It's where, because I had so many like needles, they couldn't get to the one vein that they usually used, and they had to do like the deep vein in my arm, and it hurt so bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's how all of it feels to me.
Aww.
The worst. I was terrified when I saw it. I was 7.
Oh, yeah, that would be scary when you're 7. I'm sorry, Leech.
Blood tests are less painful than COVID shots for me? What?
Huh.
Honestly, it really depends. Because, like, sometimes the blood test is fine. Other times they just get it in janky and it hurts.
Yeah, sometimes it's
Ugh.
just poorly
Yeah, it does when I bend it back
used.
and bump it.
Oh, don't bump it.
Like, I didn't really feel the COVID shot at all.
Yeah, I didn't.
And
feel
some
it.
blood tests, like, I haven't felt. But
Yeah.
other ones have been bad. And since I've had so many, it's like the roll of the dice.
True.
The worst was local anesthetic. Nothing is more painful. And I would rather be shot in the foot.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, it depends on where the local's going. Like, I've had it in my tum, and that wasn't so bad.
Yeah.
In your mouth, it's kind of hard.
Oh, I hate getting needles in my mouth.
It doesn't bother me as much. I hate it, but, like,
That's so weird.
yeah.
That's really weird. You think if you're afraid of needles, you'd be even more afraid of it in like a sensitive area like your mouth.
I think part of it is there's no way that I can see a needle being put into my mouth.
Oh, true.
Like I'm never gonna accidentally glance and see the needle going into me because it's in my mouth. And it doesn't really feel any different than when they're putting, like, other metal things in my mouth.
I beg to differ. I always feel it and I hate it.
Yeah.
Though I've got a lot of really bad associations with the dentist. I guess you do too. You've had some gnarly dentist appointments.
The first one was the hardest because it was the shock of, like, you have, like, 20 cavities.
God.
We need to book 4 appointments and remove one of your teeth.
Ugh.
And that was pretty traumatic. But, like, after the first one, I was like, okay, this isn't as bad as I thought. And then doing the 4 was good.
Oh, okay. Well,
Then I just couldn't find my vein when drawing blood when I was 5. And it took 3 times and a different nurse. Oh, that's awful.
that is horrible.
See, I think that's what made me even worse about blood tests, because my first one was good, but then my second one, they couldn't get the blood to come out, and then I ran away, and then then I've been, like, nervous about them ever since.
Mm.
I appeared on video. Hello, Triple D.
Hello. Welcome. We have pathetic little veins. Itty bitty baby veins.
Yeah, because my body munches up testosterone. It's like, nom nom, give that to me, and then it makes extra blood. It makes way too much blood. So, oh my god, sorry, I need to fix my microphone. It keeps
Okay.
falling over.
I'll vamp. I'll turn your mic off while you adjust it. Yeah. What were you saying? Oh,
That's my story. Don't tell it.
I'm not gonna tell your story. I'm trying to think of other things to think about. Like, what the heck has even happened this week? Oh dear. Okay, one moment. Hello. Okay, your mic's back on.
Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Right. But my arms slurp up the boy goo. And I get full of testosterone, and then my body makes too much blood. So they lower my testosterone dose, and then my body is like, yeah, okay, we have enough testosterone and enough blood, but now we also have estrogen and estrogen problems. I'm like, frick off, okay? Like, stop doing that. Quit it. And so my doctor was like, well, we could raise your testosterone again, and then you could just do bloodletting. And when you have too much blood, you go to the blood bank, and they go, and they take all your blood, and then you're good. And then 3 months later, you do that again. And I was like, that sounds horrible.
That's your nightmare.
That is my nightmare. Because I don't know if I could do it. Okay? I feel like I should work up to being able to do it, because it's probably better in the long run, because it costs no money and it saves people's lives. But the idea of having a needle in my arm for 10 minutes, I can't think of anything worse. Yeah. Okay, I can think of things worse, but like as far as things that like you can willingly sign up for, it's pretty high on the list for me. You should ask for the blood after and take it and see if they say yes. What?
I think they're talking about vampires.
Oh, okay. Bloodletting, lovely part of the plague. Yeah, so like get rid of all the extra blood, do a phlebotomy, which is just bloodletting.
Let's go.
So I got put on a hormone blocker, but it also, no matter what, I have to get a needle put into me every 3 months. It's just whether or not I want stuff put in me or taken out. Yeah. So I think the ultimate goal would just be to like get rid of my uterus entirely, but that sounds really difficult. But it's like a ultimate solution.
Yeah.
It'd be just, all I'd need was an IV. Hello. Name that's in letters I can't read.
Hello. Hi. Oh yeah, I can't read those either. You're
Yeah.
welcome.
There's a rose.
There's a rose.
I know that.
We'll call you
Whatever
Rose.
you want to be
I
called.
don't know. Maybe not, but
Removal of the plebs. Yes. They put a needle in your arm for 10 minutes for donating blood. Yeah. It's
a
8
long
to 10
dream.
minutes.
it's a long time.
That's what Google has told me. You have to sit there as it drains out of you, and it's a bigger needle than the usual like blood test needle.
I should donate blood.
Yeah, and then you can tell me if it's bad or not.
Yeah. I always wanted to. I just have never done it.
There's a place here. It does it every few months.
Alright. I'll see when the next blood drive is.
Yeah.
Save some lives. Amanda? Okay, that's your name? Okay.
Amanda. Okay.
Hello, Amanda.
That's doable.
That's a tulip. Shut up. Shut up, Charlie.
Tulip?
It's
That's
a
a
red.
rose.
It could be a red tulip.
No, it's a rose.
Okay.
I just shoved my little eyes up in front of it, and it's definitely a rose.
Bloodletting would make me pass out. Oh god. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just Googled it. I just copy pasted it, and it's a rose. It says rose emoji.
My new name is Rose. Awesome.
Not to be confused with the tulip emoji.
Well, dang.
Look. Here's
Show me the tulip.
here's some
emoji.
tulips.
Send me some tulips.
I did.
For April is coming. Oh, that's so cute. They're all pink.
And here's some roses.
I guess it's like a closed rose.
Yeah, it's a closed rose.
Oh, gotcha. How do you do consistent uploading? Make a buffer.
Make stuff consistently. Don't mansplain me. I'll mansplain you all I want.
Let's be damned. Here's a mushroom for good luck. Thank you. So beautiful. Consistent uploading for your comic or anything, I guess. It's good to just build up a backlog and then have a set day when you upload, and build up your backlog before you
Yeah,
start
and
uploading.
then give your backlog to someone to upload it instead of hoarding it like a stupid dragon.
I am a
Ursula.
stupid dragon.
Yeah.
It's me. A rose death, no!
When you take the blood out of the rose.
Exactly. We
It's
don't
always okay to be
consistently
mean to
upload in
Charlie.
this house.
So yeah, I'm on puberty blockers. I'm gonna
Good.
block my puberty.
Good. No more puberty.
They're expensive, boy.
Oh, for
Like they're
real.
even more expensive in the States, obviously.
Oh,
but
yeah.
like here they're like $1,000 for 3 months of it. But we get it covered. So it's only $200.
Well, I went to the pharmacy and they were like, it's $200. And I was like, oh no, is it not covered by my insurance? And they were like, oh no, it is. But you still have to pay $200 for the remainder that's not covered. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. Which is
Okay.
why I need the uterus taken out. Because
Yeah.
that'll be free.
Let's scoop it.
That'll be free.
Working on your backlog? Good. You better be, Cody. Wanted to say I adore your content. It's super inspiring. Oh, thank you for watching. Good luck on your comic.
How can you get periods with no uterus? How is that possible?
That's horrible. Do you mean like the symptoms without the shedding of lining?
Like how can you shed lining that doesn't exist?
Yeah, there should be no lining.
Phantom pain? Well, that'd
I
be
don't know. I
cramps.
didn't ask. Yeah, because people who don't have uteruses can still experience like cramps and hormonal symptoms.
Yeah, because like
But not-
trans women can have
Yeah,
period symptoms.
totally.
That's so odd. There was a guy who had a uterus, and he would have periods out his dick, and he never went to the doctor about it. Endometriosis, I think. Huh.
Oh. Man, that's not groovy, right? Periods and period symptoms suck. I don't like them.
Yeah, they're gross. Let's never talk about them again.
Yeah.
Disgusting. It's a terrible image to have.
Thanks, I hate it. I don't.
He ended up getting a hysterectomy, and then he was happy.
That's good.
Lapse in birth control. Okay, if you have endometriosis, you can do birth control too. It just sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
The thing is, Lupron isn't birth control.
No.
Like, if you're on Lupron, you can still get pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just assume.
Why would you assume that?
Because I've never heard it listed as a birth control.
Yeah, because it's multiple thousands of dollars. Like, of course it's not going to be used as it.
No. Yeah.
But it stops your hormone production. So, like, how would you get pregnant on Lupron?
I don't know. I'm confused now.
Yeah.
What
Well,
was I
well,
arguing?
maybe you shouldn't agree with things that you don't understand.
I just say yeah.
Instead of just being like, yeah, obviously,
'Cause I
when you
like
can't
to
think of a
people
possible
please.
way that would work.
I just like to.
And you're also like, yeah, what a cool fact. That's not even a cool fact, Bones. Like, obviously, you wouldn't. Obviously. Like, okay. Okay, buddy.
I just like to make people feel good by agreeing with them and saying yeah.
You don't make me feel good when you just agree with me without thinking about anything.
No thought.
It doesn't make me happy. I would rather talk to my dogs.
Ursula, yeah, Bones, and I took that personally. For real.
I do take it she doesn't listen to me. She just agrees.
I mean,
It's so annoying.
it's fine.
No, it's not. If it's like, oh, do you want to go to Starbucks? And she's like, yeah. And then I get ready to go to Starbucks. And she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I thought we were going to go to Starbucks. And she's like, I didn't agree to that. Like, that's my experience when Ursula just says, yeah.
I remember I've had many conversations like that where people will say something and I'll go, yeah. But actually, no, it's like this.
Yeah, exactly. You
yeah.
have had those.
Many times.
And I say yeah, meaning yes. Actually, yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know how to stop it. Gaslight girl boss, exactly.
Maybe running out of birth control. We'll get more.
Go get some more.
God, stupid, easy.
Joku, you are correct.
I'm just confused as to how Lupron doesn't stop you from getting pregnant if it induces menopause.
I mean, menopausal people sometimes get pregnant. It's possible. It's rare.
Yeah.
Scary phone call.
Yeah, but like you can get pregnant on birth control too.
Yeah.
Like just because it's rare doesn't mean it's not birth control.
Does it say that people don't use Lupron as birth control?
It's not a method of reliable birth control. To avoid interactions, use because you can't use birth control while on Lupron.
Oh.
Because you use Lupron to get rid of your hormones.
Oh, okay.
So, and birth control is hormones.
Yeah.
So you have to use like an IUD and stuff.
I see. Okay.
You have to use like physical birth control instead of chemical.
Okay. I see. Apparently today is a good hands day, not a good face day. How the heck do I draw a face? How do I draw Dennis's face? Dennis, what do you look like? Dude, why do you look weird? Why he be looking weird? Oh, man. My internet is non-existent. Oh, no.
May occur during the flare-up phase of Lupron administration. Oh, is it only during like the initial jab? Because I know what happens with Lupron is you get jabbed and then your uterus is like, huh, I can't make any estrogen. This is weird. And then it's like, oh damn, we're running low. And then it takes all of its estrogen reserves and it yeets it into you. Like, quick, estrogen, let's go. And then it can't make any more. And that's how Lupron works.
I see. Panic. Time to release all the estrogen.
Yeah, exactly.
Draw a kissable face? You're right. That is how you draw Dennis.
And then it effectively causes menopause, which is why you were having all those hot flashes.
Yes.
Yeah. They may have a testosterone flare-up. Yeah, the same thing happens to people with, like, prostates, right?
Uh-huh.
Is, like, you start on Lupron, and I don't know where your testosterone's made, actually, in there, but, like, you know, like,
yeah.
Your reproductive system starts making testosterone, stops being able to make testosterone, and it goes, huh, that's weird. And then it chugs along, and it's like, oh god, we're running out. So it yeets all of your testosterone into your system, and then you run out.
I see. you become an alpha for a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
and then you go back to being a beta. Got it.
Bone pain, worsening nerve symptoms, spinal cord compression,
Oh,
urination issues. That's what happens when your testosterone flares up. Sex hormones seem to do a lot to your bones.
they do. It's weird.
Possible side effects of hormone therapies include loss of muscle mass, hot flashes, fatigue, skin irritation at the site of injection. I got that. Erectile dysfunction and loss of sex drive. Oh no!
Oh, the humanity.
Shrunken penis. Oh no.
No.
Changes in blood lipids, depression. Got that. Osteoporosis, mood swing,
Oh.
booby tenderness,
Oh.
weight gain,
Oh.
growth of boobies,
Oh.
anemia.
Oh.
Oh man, I could go for some anemia. But those are the signs of not having testosterone in your system, right?
Right.
Because some people with endometriosis, they're on Lupron, but then they get hormonal birth control so they can have a small amount of hormones still in their
Right.
body instead of none, because having none destroys your body. Some people going through menopause also have hormone treatments.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
But I have testosterone, so I don't know what's gonna happen to me. Hopefully nothing. That's the dream. Is that I become stable.
Heck yeah.
Growth of boobies, Ursula. Eyes.
Shut up. They need to stop.
They call her Ursula G. Ursula G Cup. She can fight you. She could punch you. She could knock you out with them.
I could. Stay away. I give up. I can't draw you, Dennis. You're a freaking poopy head.
Poopy head.
Poopy head. Bonnie poopies.
Give up on all of our comics and just draw OCs.
Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Madoka ate poop bags.
Oh my god, we were so mad.
She ate them. She like, you know those like rolls of like doggy poop bags? She grabbed one of those rolls and ate the end of it. Like she chewed the end, so she destroyed 500 bags in one little chew session.
Thanks, Madoka.
Sorry, she destroyed a bunch more.
Yeah.
I think actually I don't know how many is in each roll. I think it's like 50. So I think she
Yeah.
destroyed 100 bags.
She grabbed
Just-
two.
Yeah, she just
We-
chewed them.
We have like a box, like a bulk box of a bunch of like doggy poop bags, and I left it open because we took Fado on a little walk yesterday, and I needed more poop bags, and Madoka was like, "Oh look, a tasty treat."
At least they didn't have poop in them. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, true. But she's bad. So Madoka loves eating paper.
Oh god,
That's
she loves eating paper.
Her favorite.
That's probably
treat.
what she was doing. She was probably trying to get to the cardboard tube in the middle,
You're right.
because there's a little cardboard tube in the middle of the poop bag roll.
Yes.
So like she deboned. One time she deboned a freaking toilet paper roll.
Yes.
Like she moved all the toilet paper aside so she could eat the toilet paper roll out of it.
Yes. She had no interest in the actual toilet paper. But the roll, oh my god.
Madoka loves eating cardboard
Cardboard.
tubes.
But what she did a few weeks ago was I had a pile of post-it notes sitting on my desk, and we left her in my office, and she hopped up and she grabbed the post-it notes and she ate like 3 stacks of them.
That's so bad.
The worst.
At least she chews them.
Yeah.
Because I was cleaning the yard because like all the snow's melted, so it's time to like clean up all the poop from the winter. And there was like bright neon ones, neon blue, and I'm like, what happened here? And I think so it's like I think it was the post-it notes, and I think she might be correct. Maybe
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what sorry about talking about my dog poop.
We're talking about a
Not
lot
a
of
good
weird.
goat.
She
Yeah.
is. We're talking about a lot of weird topics. We're talking about needles. We're talking about
Hormones.
hormones, poop bags.
Poop bags. Yeah.
I love eating cardboard tubes. Who doesn't?
Sorry, I found a meme. I'll send you a meme. Let's clear the air, guys. Let's clear the air together.
Where is it?
It's in RP chat. Oh, I put it in RP chat by
That's why.
accident. Oopsies.
Hold on.
Well, Miku has a cardboard gingerbread house that she's eaten. Like, she's eaten chunks out of it. It's like, dude, that's not actually gingerbread. Stop eating that.
Man, if she was in Hansel and Gretel, she would have got by the witch.
Oh, definitely. They all would have.
Yeah, true.
Every single one of them would be witch's dinner. Speaking about witch's dinner, we've been RPing.
Yes.
We could talk about RPs.
Sure.
We've changed a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've been working on the Gardenia plot, and that's been like completely rehauled.
Yes.
And I know some of y'all like hearing about RPs. And eventually Ursula's gonna draw them and make RP clip videos of talking about the OCs, because we used to do those.
I thought that would be fun.
I wouldn't want to come between Miku and her cardboard house. Yeah.
Yeah, she'll wreck you.
Cause yeah, it's our RP full of fairy curses, which is every single RP basically at this
Yeah,
point. That's
which
all
one?
we do. Right. Cause we had Cause initially we had Gardenia, who's like a princess, right? Who is mean, evil stepsister princess. Stomped off. Stomped on some fairies' flowers and got turned into a minotaur to protect them. And originally we had like bunnies come get her, and they brought her back. Like the prince, he couldn't see her as a minotaur, and it was like woo woo blah blah blah. It'd be fun to make RP videos again. Yeah, well we did some recently, so we can probably like update them. But like, anyways, so yeah, we retconned that because the prince was really boring because he didn't know what was going on, and it was really hard to RP.
Yes.
So the new story about Gardenia is that she got sent into the woods by the fake prince, the fake Prince Alexei, who is an imp.
Yes.
An imp pretending to be the prince, and Gardenia insulted the very pretty horse girl, and thus was sent away into the woods. And then Gardenia stomped around until she stomped on some flowers belonging to a fairy, and then the fairy was like apologize, and Gardenia was like, no, they're stupid. And she was like, oh, you're so stubborn, bullheaded lady, and turned her into a minotaur. And then Gardenia was stuck, kind of tethered to the garden, and would have to like wander around it guarding things, right? And initially there was rabbits, but we changed them into a pair of imps. I think the rabbits were initially imps anyways.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
were.
Okay, so there's
Rabbit form.
your flowers suck. So yeah, so Gardenia stomps around for a couple weeks or whatever, protecting this garden, is grumpy, but you know, she does like chasing things out of the garden. And there's this skunk and this rat. The skunk is a imp named Pebbles, and the rat is an imp named Socrates. They're both lovely.
I love pebbles.
Are they tulips or roses? I think it's a bunch of different flowers. So she stomps about, and I forget why, but so Socrates and Pebbles. I guess we should talk about them. I would literally die for Pebbles and Socrates. So yeah, Pebbles and Socrates are uh, imps that work for a fairy that hates the fairy. She's like she's a mushroom fairy, like who lives in like this decayed woods, and it's bad times for the flower fairy because she doesn't want all her things to rot away. So yeah, that's our mushroom fairy. And so the imps work for her, and they spend their time trying to get into the flower garden to spray them with their skunk spray and make them wilt. And Socrates wants to eat the flowers and be a general rat. But there is now a minotaur that is making that very difficult, and the mushroom fairy does not like that. So, meanwhile, at the nearby castle, the castle of Prince Alexei, who we must remember has been turned into a goat and is far away and has thus been replaced by an imp pretending to be him. Very confusing, but because of this, the magic is kind of like seeping into their kingdom a bit, and things are a muss, right? And so there is another prince that lives at the castle who is also trying to become king, and he needs to marry someone, right, in order to do this. And he also needs Alexei to not marry someone, but like, you know, he's trying to figure it out. So he has a date with the Duchess Alana. Yes, Alana, the Duchess, and she's waiting for him in the garden in order to like have a date, you know, possibly, you know, end up getting married. You know how it is. The princes marry each other, happy ending. Well,
No, they're cousins. No.
not those princes, but there are princes who fall in love, just
True.
not cousins.
Not those.
I mean, it would be very royal of them to do so.
Yeah.
At least in that case, it would. You know what? Never mind. Okay. Anyways, so he goes to meet the Duchess Alana, and he meets her in the garden, and they're chatting, and the conversation turns to the ball that had recently occurred, right? And we all know about the ball, of course, because we've all been paying attention to this RP, right?
Yeah.
And so at the ball, there was like the whole incident with Princess Rosalie becoming cursed, and also Princess Gardenia tripping down the stairs and bringing Alexei down with her. And the Prince James is boasting about the fact that it doesn't really matter who he marries, because anyone he marries, he can turn them into like the perfect queen, you know? Unlike Alexei, who's like searching for the perfect girl, James is so cool that he could make anyone perfect. And Alana's like, do you think you could even make Gardenia like perfect? And he's like, oh yeah, of course, she'd be easy. Like, she's stunning, she's beautiful, like she just needs to learn to like be a little more proper, and like easy peasy lemon squeezy. And Alana's like okay, like how sure are you that you could turn turn Gardenia into like the belle of the ball? And he's like, oh, I'm like 100% sure. And she's like, what would you bet on it? And he's like, I would bet anything on it. And so Alana shakes his hand and is like, okay, we have a deal. You turn Gardenia into the belle of the ball at the end of the year ball, like make her the best one there, and if you don't, I get to take anything from you. And Prince James looks around and he sees that he is sitting in a mushroom ring, and in the distance he can see another Duchess Alana in the garden gazebo, impatiently waiting for him. And he's like, oh heck, oh crap.
Oh no.
And he quickly runs away and smashes the mushroom ring and runs off. And as he looks behind him, the Alana that he was talking to is now gone. And he's like, oh god. Well, I'm glad I got out of that one. And he's all in a panic, and he goes to Alana, and she's like, where were you? And he's like, I saw a fairy. And she's like, oh no, like, is it still here? Like, she's terrified. She went to the ball. She knows what goes on with fairies. She doesn't want that to occur to her. She's like, I don't want to end up like Princess Rosalie. That's awful. Like, heck. And so he's kind of aggravated and annoyed because his foot's starting to like itch really badly, like the one that stepped through the mushrooms. Yeah. So he quickly ends his date with her and is like, "Oh, we'll set up a new thing later. It's fine. Don't worry about it." Right. So fairies don't deserve rights. It's true. So he goes about his day, and he like gets back to his room, and like his foot is really starting to itch and hurt, and he's been trying to like itch it in his boot. And it like really hurts, and he like takes his boot off and he looks, and it's like all blistered and covered in like the black goo that like fairy lives don't matter. What? Will Smith quote. Oh my god. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I cleared that from my mind.
Oh my god. Yeah, so he's like, oh god, like this rash. And he's gotten some of like the goo on his hands, and like his fingers like are starting to itch too. So yeah, it's bad. He calls the doctor, and the doctor's like, oh, we'll put some cream on that. And is careful about it. So he goes to bed, and his foot keeps hurting. It's awful. And in the meantime, the Mushroom Fairy has a discussion with her underlings, Pebbles and Socrates, as we remember. And she's like, oh, I made a deal with a prince. I get to take anything I want from him if he's unable to turn Gardenia into like the perfect princess. And the imps find this hilarious because they both know that she's been turned into a minotaur. Hilarity. Ridiculous. And she's
So
the fairy's like, we need to make this like somewhat fair, so you should go talk to him and bring him our contract written out so that he knows that this is still happening. And depending on how he behaves about that, we'll either deliver him Gardenia or not. Like, you know, because she kind of wants to get rid of Gardenia from the garden, you know, so that she can wreak havoc again, right? So they go and they sneak into the prince's room, and they hand him the contract, and they're like, hey, you made a deal with our mistress, you know, here's all the details. And he's like, no. I did not do anything. And they're like, I'm pretty sure you shook on it, like it's a deal, like here's your signature written down right here. He's like, I didn't write that. And he's like, they're like, well, you signed the deal, you know, like it's still there.
made the deal.
The deal has
buddy.
been made. Like, you need to turn Gardenia into like the perfect princess for the ball. Like it's easy. You said it would be easy, and the prince is in a huff, and he sends for people to find Gardenia, so that he can do this because his foot is really starting to hurt. Right. So, the imps, Pebbles, Socrates, they go back to their mistress, and she gives them a ring and attached to like a chain. It's like a little nose ring, little nose ring action here, and she's like, okay, you two, I want you to bring him the Minotaur, and I want you to make it as difficult as possible for him to work with this, you know, like I want you to incite as much beastliness as possible from her. And I like wood nymphs. How can we work something out? Right, so they're like, she's like, as long as like this chain is held, like she'll be completely beastly or whatever, right? So
Because fairies are so fair.
they're so fair. She's such a fair person.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
She
all you
is.
gotta do is not touch the chain. You're fine.
You're fine.
So they sneak out and they find Gardenia sleeping, and they pierce her nose, and like the ring is sealed and around her little snoot, and they grab it, and like she can't talk, and she's the angry bull and is trying to charge them. Oh right, as long as they're holding the chain, she can't like hurt them either, so she's like stomping around them but can't do anything and mooing, and angry bull cow lady. And they find this really funny, and Socrates chews through the magical cord that's keeping her attached to the garden, and then they have fun making her chase them and climbing on her back and doing some bull riding, and they have just a great day. And as night comes, they're like, oh crap, we need to go see the prince.
Oh, right.
Moo angry. Yeah, that's basically Gardenia, angry moo.
Yeah.
Does Minotaur have booby? I mean, probably, right?
Bruh, why are we thinking about this?
I don't know. Charlie asked.
Charlie.
Yeah, so they bring Gardenia to the edge of the garden, and then they're like, I forget which one of them goes in, but one of them goes in and brings the prince out, and is like, here you go, here's Gardenia. And he's like, is this some kind of joke? And they're like, no, she got like cursed. And he's like, I didn't know that. And they're like, well, you shouldn't just agree to things if you don't know all the details. Stupid. And so they're pretending like they're struggling to like hold her with the chain, even though she can't escape. Stop it, Took. Moomy milkers. No.
Stop.
So eventually he grabs the chain and drags her along, and she's angry at him and scary, and he takes her to this hidden garden along this old like passageway. Does Pebbles and Socrates is Cube? No, they're too stupid.
Yeah, no. They're very
They're baby.
they're dumb babies, and I love them. They're like Team Rocket level.
Yeah, yeah, they're Team Rocket level, and Mushroom Queen is Giovanni.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mushroom Queen, Mushroom Fairy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they take her to this old maze, and he drags her into the middle, and then like he wraps the chain around like an old fountain statue, and as soon as he like lets go of it, she doesn't become less beastly because her nose has been pulled on a whole bunch and it's really sore and it just got pierced and it's really, she doesn't like it being pulled on. She's been getting progressively more angry and hasn't been able to stomp him. But as soon as he lets go of the chain, and she's not completely dumb cow and is still full of rage, she unloops the chain and charges after him.
Get him.
So he runs as fast as he can and then closes the gate on her, and then she stomps back and forth and grumbles at him before leaving. And he's like, oh god, like, we're screwed. Like, we, being me,
The royal.
is screwed. Yeah, the royal we is screwed. Yeah, in the meantime, like, his foot's been getting worse. Like, it develops, like his, like, the boils, like, pop, and his old skin sloughs off.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's gross. And more goo comes out, and there's, like, a hard lump on his foot, and he starts to be able to move it, and it's weird. And, like, his fingers start getting covered in, like, the same boils and itchiness, and, like, a claw starts pushing up from underneath one of those, his fingernails, and is starting to appear, and he puts on gloves.
Just don't look at it or think about it.
Because he's like, please don't be mushroom boils. Please don't let them be mushroom boils. Yeah. He isn't very happy about this curse. And he's like, because he's a stupid human, he's like, okay, like, if I do this gardenia thing, I'm clearly gonna, like, undo this curse upon me. But he doesn't know that he's cursed because he broke the mushroom ring because he's stupid. Like, and that's gonna be a great reveal for him.
Yep.
So he gets a gardener and a guard from the dungeon, and he brings them to the secret garden. And he's like, okay, I need you, gardener, to fix the to fix up this maze, and you, guard, I need you to make sure this minotaur doesn't come out, like, she's a princess, blah blah blah, here's the details, you tell anyone, you're executed. You know how it is. Hey, Clad.
Hey. Is he turning into a mushroom?
Yeah, claws, mushroom claws,
Yeah.
mushroom
You
with
know.
claws. Yeah, so they go to, so the guard's name is Edmund, and the gardener is Yuna, and they head on over to the garden to start working on things. And Edmund is like, oh god, that's kind of terrifying. I've never seen a minotaur before. And she's really angry at them. Like, they go into the garden and she starts chasing them down. She's very mad that they're in her maze. She feels strong need to protect her maze, so she runs them down. And she keeps, like I think she chats with them a bit, because they're like, Edmund's trying to be all tough and tell her what to do, and Yuna, like, starts to kind of feel bad for her because she's, like, grumpy, but she's also a princess, right? Like, she knows she's a princess. Like, and she can see that she's, like, stuck in, like, the tiny dress still,
Meow.
and it's tight and
Meow.
not comfortable, and that her nose is bloody from all the pulling on the chain. And so at some point, like, Edmund is getting charged at, and he grabs the chain, which stops her, but then she becomes all beastly and such. And Yuna starts to put together that, oh, like she gets real crazy when you grabbing the chain there. So she tries to get him to stop doing that. And she's still upset even when the chain is loosed, so she chases him like she did with the prince. But before she chases him, she was angry in Yuna's direction and was stomping at her and looked ready to charge her. But as soon as like the chain was undone, she chased Edmund instead. So Yuna's like, okay, she doesn't hate me. Like, you're just hurting her. Stop doing that, Edmund.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's just a sweet coo.
Aw,
So we need to stop harassing her.
you mean to the sweet coo.
Yeah, but don't be mean to the sweet coo. They've only met her the one day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like she chases Edmund and then she turns to like Yuna and she's like, get out of my maze or I'll stomp you down. Oh yeah, Edmund was also waving a sword at her, which was not helping.
He was making the situation very terrible.
And Yuna's like, I'm just here to like clean the garden, like trim the hedges, and Gardenia's like mad at that. She gets really mad. She's like, don't hurt any of the flowers, you know?
Yeah.
She's like, well, I don't care, but don't don't do that. And she's like, no, like they're overcrowded. Like I won't hurt any of the flowers. And she's like, okay, better not. And so Yuna is able to start working on the garden, and Edmund stays outside guarding the gate. And so Gardenia follows her around and eats the hedge trimmings. And they talk a bit.
The chit chat.
They have a little bit of a chit chat. Gardenia's clearly pretty scared
Yeah.
deep down and
Not having a good
spooked.
time.
Been treated poorly for a bit long, you know? Got harassed by all the fairies, got pulled around by the prince, got threatened by the knight. So she's not immediately like, I'm perfectly okay with the gardener, but she warms up to her.
Warm it up.
She gives her some little sniffs. And it's like, okay. But keeps her distance, you know?
Yeah.
And so they do that for the rest of the day, and it's all good. So back to Socrates, right?
Yes.
Back to our boy Socrates and our girl Pebbles. They need to cement themselves into the castle. You know, they can't just keep sneaking around as little imps. They need to steal some faces, like Nab did the princes. So they watch on at the scene and they're like, all right, Pebbles, you're going to steal the gardener's face and I am going to steal the guard's face. It's perfect, you know? All right? And she's like, yeah, that is perfect. Let's do that. How are you going to do that? And he's like, don't worry about me. I'm sneaky. I can get the guard. All you need to do is sneak up on the gardener, hit her with a stench bomb, and while her eyes are all bleary and stuff, just take her face. Done. Easy peasy. And she's like, yeah, I got this. Important to note, Pebbles has horrible eyesight, and she's very dumb. All right. So when night falls and the full moon is present, Socrates goes and steals Edmund's face easily. He takes the little mask, puts it on, and shoves his face onto Edmund's, and Edmund is now a rat. Easy peasy. Yuna heads home after a long day in the garden, and you know, meeting a minotaur, and you know, still kind of spooky, but like, you know, it was a hard day. So she walks along and she bumps into Lady Olana, who's been looking for the prince and hasn't been able to find him, and so Yuna's like, oh, I think he was gonna go over there. uh, in the garden later, and she's like, I am terrified of fairies right now, and the moonlight is scary, and like bad stuff happens at the full moon. And she's like, and he was like, okay, like I'll come with you. And so she leads her, and they wait together, and of course they start to smell skunk, um, and they're like, ugh, and like, ew, skunk. And Yuna's like, why would a skunk be out this late? And then they get skunk bombed, and very confidently, as they're coughing and crying and wheezing on all of the skunk spray, you know, our lovely friend Pebbles saunters up and takes Alana's face and puts it on her face and is like, haha, I got the gardener.
I love Pebbles. She's my favorite.
So she starts being like, ew, God, gross, disgusting. And Alana's looking up with her little bleary skunk eyes, confused about what's going on and why everyone is so suddenly big, and like sees like the gardener, and she tries to talk, and she's just all like, squeak, squeak, squeak.
Squeak, squeak, I'm a skunk.
And someone who looks kind of like her and sounds like her is like, ew, gross, and kicks her.
Don't kick skunk.
And she is kicked and tumbles into the bushes and sees that she has paws and is like, oh god, what happened? And she tries to go to Yuna and is like, beep beep beep, squeak squeak squeak, like, help me. And she ends up being scared off, and she runs away and is terrified, little skunk, and hides in the hedges, all trembling and scared and sad.
Yeah.
And so, ew, gross. Someone who kicks skunks, probably. Yeah. So Edmund, quote unquote, strides up and is like, "Are you two ladies like okay? Like, it didn't get you, did it? I see you got sprayed by a skunk. Like, Yuna, like, how about me and you go track it down? It shouldn't be spraying the Duchess like that. Let's get him." And Alana, Pebbles, is like, yeah, I'll come with you. And Yuna is confused because Alana just responded to Yuna's name.
Yes.
And Socrates starts to understand what has occurred here and is like, never mind. You stay here. You take the princess, the Duchess into the castle and like clean up her clothes. I'll go deal with the skunk and things. And then he sends the skunk Edmund. Wait, no, the skunk and the rat, and he throws them into a cave beneath the earth, a mushroom cave, as it were. And that's where we left off. And by daylight, they will be human with masks stuck to their face,
Yeah.
just like our prince. So that's what's been going on with that plot line. Hi, everyone.
Hi. There you go. You're all caught up on our latest RP.
I mean, that's just the Gardenia plot.
Yeah.
There's been other stuff, I think. Oh, right, there's the whole puppy plot.
Oh yeah.
I need to drink water though.
Hello. Mushroom cave. Oh yes.
Tell stories of RPs.
All right. Hello. Yeah, I don't remember where we left off like the last time we did a big summary. That's the problem. I'm like, and we rearranged a bunch of stuff because we do that when we RP. If it's like not working, we'll go and retcon everything so that we like it and we're having fun.
Yes. Well, we left off with the so what's happened basically, I think, in the last time So we have our knight, who is a dog, who is a Sheltie, right?
Yep.
She has been turned into a boy as well. She used to be Zara. She is now Xander.
Yes.
She had her gender changed and her sex changed because we're progressive and we understand things. She didn't want her gender to be changed, but she now identifies as a boy, even though she doesn't want to identify as a boy. See, there, we fixed it.
There we go.
Easy peasy. She failed to. She got turned into a dog knight because she failed to save Princess Rosalie, as Princess Rosalie's mother, from being killed and the evil stepmother taking over the kingdom.
Yep.
That's her story. She now works for Princess Papillon, who is a dog princess.
She's a fairy.
Yeah, dog princess fairy.
Yeah.
Papillon. Furry.
She's adorable.
Adorable and awful.
Yes.
You're gonna be Tran now. Except no, she got magicked so that she's turned into a cis man.
Yeah.
She didn't just get her turned into a boy, like she didn't just get the body of a boy. She is now a boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got turned into a cis man. It's the worst fate. Description: fairy, furry.
Thank you, Leech.
Yeah. So she was guarding. Xander was guarding things. I should use his proper pronouns, because this is how he identifies now. He was guarding things for the princess.
He was guarding Princess Papillon's tower.
Yes, he was guarding Princess Papillon's tower, and then a girl in a cage was brought over.
Yes.
She's 15, 16, I think,
Yeah.
and she's cramped in a cage, perfectly compact, and she has magic, so she's sleepy and not hungry and doesn't have to drink or eat or go to the bathroom. So we're good. Nice compact storage of girl. And she was brought over by goblins, and then Princess Papillon sent some of her dogs off to go find who actually owned her, because she got stolen from the mushroom market. So that's what happened in the last one, and she talked a bit. The girl who she's forgotten her name, her identity, everything. She doesn't have any real memories of stuff.
Yeah.
She just woke up in a cage in the market, and she's probably a noble because she's in a very fancy dress.
Yes.
She also remembers going to the ball where Rosalie was turned into a monster, or became stinky, because that was important. And she was like, "Oh yeah, that thing that happened to Rosalie." And Xander's like, "Rosalie?" Little ears poke up, and she's like, "Yeah, Rosalie." And he's like, "Oh no." And she's like, I don't want to go back to the market, because fairies would look at me and they would be like, "Maybe I should buy you to eat you." And Xander's like, "I'm not gonna let that happen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna escape." And I think that's where the new plot line begins,
Yes.
is with Xander's plan to escape.
Yes.
So Xander's chilling, and Princess Papillon comes on out, and she's like, "Do you want to go for a walk, Xander? Do you want to go for a walk?" And Xander's tail starts going. He's like, yeah, I want to go on a walk. He bounces, and she unclips him, and the moment he's unclipped, he is like, "This is my chance to escape." So he goes and runs, and is very promptly caught by the
Yes.
princess, and she is very mad at him. and she clips him onto her little leash. And she starts on a grumpy walk, and his little tail's between his legs. He's like, oh, I was a bad dog. Oh no, she's mad at me. Whines a little bit. And Princess Papillon is fuming for a bit. And they continue on their little walkies. And she's like, Xander, speak. And he's like, well, what do you want me to say? And she's like, Xander, do you want a treat? And he barks, and she's like, good, speak. Right? So she like is training him to bark and being good. And he starts being really great at it. She's like, speak, and he go bark, bark. She's like, speak, bark. And it goes well. And she's like, okay, I think we got this. And so she tries to talk to him again, and he immediately starts like talking in normal speech. And she's like mad at him about that. And so like he tries to figure out why she's mad, and then he like make dog noise. And she's like, okay, we're good, right? And they end their walk, and he's hooked back up, and he can't talk anymore. Like, he's lost his ability to talk. All he does is bark now, because he tries to talk to the girl, and he's just like, bark, bark, bark. And he starts to understand what the other dogs are saying, because before he just heard them go bark, bark, bark. And now they're starting to say words, and they're like, Xander, do you want to come chase squirrels with us? And he's like, yeah, but his little leash goes, he can't go, and he's really sad.
So sad.
And so time goes on, and his collar starts to get loose. He doesn't seem to be able to stand up on two legs anymore. That's really weird. And eventually, like, his collar is so loose because he's so small, and his armor is weird, and he doesn't like it, so he kicks it off, and he runs and chases squirrels because he's now just a little Sheltie. And he runs around, he has a great time, and he chases squirrels, and he goes, bark, 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 and they sniff things, and they find balls, and they dig up bones and chew them, and they just have a great time. And one day he like runs past the castle, and he sees another dog there, and it's standing on 2 feet and is in clothes, and he's like, that's so weird. Why would a dog do that? That's crazy. And Princess Papillon comes out, and he's like, oh man, I love Princess Papillon, she's great. And he's like, huh, that dog's wearing my old collar. That's so weird. And he doesn't even talk dog. Like, he just talks like Princess Papillon. It doesn't make sense.
Weird.
It's so weird. But also Princess Papillon can talk to dogs too. So.
You know.
And she's like, all right. Because and a bunch of dogs come back from the mushroom market, and they're like, we found it, Princess Papillon. And she's like, good dogs, and gives them treats. And Xander's like, oh man, I want treats. Treats would be great. And she's like, all right, you doggies, go take her back to the market then. And a bunch of big dogs are like, yeah, treats. So they grab her skirts through the bars and start dragging her along. And Xander's like, oh man, that looks really fun. So he joins in, but he's really tiny because he's a little Sheltie. And he continues with them. And
I always forget he's small.
Yeah. And he drags them along together. Yeah. Drags her along with them. And they go all day, and they take turns dragging. And sometimes they run around, sometimes they chase squirrels. And then it gets dark out, so they all snuggle up. And they're having a great time. The girl's crying for some reason, which is weird. They're having a great time. Stop that. Girl. And like she says like she knows his name and stuff, and he's like, yeah, that is my name. That's neat. She's like, drop it, and he's like, drops it. Anyways, so they're curled up to sleep, and he sees the most amazing thing. It's a cat, and his little tail stands up, and he looks at the cat, and he chases the cat. And the cat is like, he, you're so dumb. And he goes for the cat, and the cat turns into mist and then like appears above in the trees, and he goes, bark, bark, bark. How did you do that?
Bark, bark.
Let me chase you. Be fun, cat.
Cat.
And she's like, okay, you can chase me. So he chases the cat until they get to a little cottage in the woods. Does he bring the cage with him? He must, right?
I think, yeah, don't all the dogs chase the cat together and they bring the
right.
box?
Right. No, it's the cat. I got it wrong. The cat shows up and they run after the cat. And oh yeah, sorry. They all see the cat. I was completely wrong. Okay. They all see the cat and they all start running after it. And the cat like lazily is running. But Xander's so tiny he can't keep up with them.
Yeah.
So he ends up wandering back to the cage where the girl is, and the cat is sitting on top of it. And he's like, whoa, how'd you get there so fast? That's crazy. And she's like, I think she gets him to follow her.
I think so.
Yeah. She's like, you want to like help out Rosalie, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like she
Yeah.
brings up Rosalie. He's like, how do you know my old master's name? Because he's like, oh yeah, I love Rosalie because she was my old owner, obviously. That's why I love her so much. So, yeah, so he brings the cage over, and he follows the cat, and they get to a little house. And in there, he meets a witch, right?
Yep.
So there's a witch there. And the cat sits on shoulders, right?
Yeah.
And Xander sees the witch and he's like, that's a scary lady, and barks at her a bunch.
Yes.
Because she goes to the cage, and he's like, no, that's mine. I'm protecting that. And she's like, oh my god, shut up. And suddenly, Xander can understand what she's saying, which is weird.
What the heck?
He's like, wow, you talk dog. And she's like, no. Oh, right. The cat is being a translator for the witch, right? Like,
Yes.
Xander barks, the cat tells the witch, he's saying this, and the witch is like, what? What are you doing? And like slowly he's able to like understand her and talk to her, and he starts hearing like growling behind him, and the girl is in the cage growling and barking, and he's like, that's weird.
She didn't do that before.
She didn't used to do that before. And so he goes in, and he why does he go in with the girl? Oh, she's like, I can like help you, I think.
I'm pretty sure. I think she takes the cage.
Yeah.
And
You know what? I'll just zoom on back and see.
I think she brings the cage into the cottage, and he chases after, trying to get the cage back. And then, when he's able to speak, she explains that she can help them, or
I'm just gonna
I don't know. You
skim
check.
over it because I forget. It's been a while since
Been
the
a while.
scene.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Are we having fun?
Maybe this will get me back into writing the scene.
There we go. Because we do need to continue that plot.
We do. Right.
Sanders just living a good life. He's just having a fun dog life now. It's fine. It's totally fine. No problems at all.
I'm almost there.
Okay. And I'm zooming through pages. Having a good time. I hope everyone else is working on their comics as well. Or I'm gonna be mad.
Num.
'Cause I can't be the only one working on my comic. That'd be a travesty.
Okay, I know how he gets in now. Okay.
Okay.
So he shows up. He shows up at the place.
Mhm.
And the witch is like, "You used to be a human," and he's like, "No," and she's like, "No, like that princess of yours, she turns humans into dogs." She says, "I don't know if that's an upgrade or not. It certainly is funny though." And he's like, "There's no way I used to be human." And then he's like, he starts to think about the dog that was standing on two legs, and it's like, maybe. And then he's like, "Nah, this is all jokes. I'm a dog." And she's like, "Okay, I'm sure that Princess Papillon promised you a whole bunch of treats, right? To go to the mushroom market with this girl. But I actually know a really good shortcut on how to get there, and you can even chase the cat all the way there. Wouldn't that be fun?" And he's like, "Yeah, that'd be really fun. Thanks. That's a great offer. Thanks." And she's like, "All right, so come inside, bring that cage with you, and I'll tell you all about it." So they go in together, and there's like all these jars of like amalgamations of different animals, and there's this big cauldron with like a goopy thing that smells and makes sounds, and it's all very awful. I'm skimming so I make sure I get this. Oh, and as soon as the dog is in, they close the door, and she thwacks him with her broom and takes the cage for herself. Because he's like barking and not letting her take it. And he's like, "You tricked me. How rude of you."
Bark, bark.
And that's when like everything the witch is saying becomes clear to him. Like that's when he's able to start like understanding her.
Oh,
He's
okay.
like,
That's when
"Whoa,
it happens.
how can she talk dog?"
Wow.
And he feels like he can almost speak. And then he starts speaking.
Wow.
I don't know. Anyways, they talk about Rosalie and stuff, and that's when he starts noticing the girl is talking, and the witch is like, "I'll help you out, but I want a piece of her," and points at the girl, and he's like, "You can't take a piece of her. No, I won't allow it." And she's like, "Well, I won't help you if you do. Besides, she's like lost all of her memories and stuff, so I will just take all the memories that she can't access anyways. Right? Those can be mine. I'll put them in my cauldron and we'll be good." And he's like, "No, that's terrible." And she's like, "I'm doing it anyways." So she does that.
You can't stop me.
"You can't stop me, dog." And he's of course upset about this, and he's like, "You're so mean and awful and a terrible lady. I don't like witches." And she's like, okay, whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna help you. Okay, I'll help you find your princess. I'm not a bad person. Okay, I just needed something in return for all the goodness I am gonna do for you. So he starts being able to talk again, and he turns into a person again because she's like, you know what, like, I think it would be better suited if like you had more humanity. You'd be able to do this a lot more. And so he starts turning into a person again. She's like, Nightshade, get some tunics. Nightshade is the cat's name apparently.
By the way, such a cute
Nightshade
name for a cat.
Nightshade grabs a tunic for him and he covers this little bod. Like, oh.
Oh right, he's naked.
Yeah, he's naked and he's like, okay. And he
Oh,
puts
no.
this little tunic on and she's like, there you go, you're good. Okay? You can go to the mushroom market to figure out how to get that girl out of the cage. And yeah, after that, you can follow your nose and find Rosalie because I didn't take away your dog nose senses. And he's like, wow, thanks a lot. It's really helpful. And she's like, also, while you're looking around, if you see any cats that aren't completely cats, I would love to have that. So I'm gonna give you this little amulet, and Nightshade we can communicate. Okay. So find me any cats. And he's like, okay, I could do that. And he turns around and he looks, and the girl in the cage has been turned into a Pekingese dog, and she's barking and upset. And he's like, what did you do to her? And she's like, well, I can't make humanity out of thin air, can I?
Gosh.
Like, I can only shift things about. Okay? So I took all the human stuff that she doesn't need and I gave it to you. And he's like, what are we going to do about that? And she's like, well, you need to undo the curse that the Princess Papillon did. Like, you know? Like, what's the girl in the cage going to do? Like, it's better if you're the human. And he's like, okay, I guess so. And that's where we left off.
Yeah.
Here you go.
There we
I
go.
think that's all.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's where we left off for them.
I know it was more amicable between them
Yes.
when it actually happened, despite how I'm reading it. She was a bad fairy, but like she was nice for a fairy.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice for a fairy witch lady.
Yeah. She's like the girl is cramped in that thing anyways.
Now she's
Like,
a little dog.
Now she's a little dog and she's like sleeping on the all the skirts
Yeah.
and being all comfy like.
So cute.
Good dog.
Good
Best
dog, best friend. And there you go. There's
Yeah.
that plot.
What's been going on? The prince has just been the same story over and over again, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Because he's turning feral. I don't know if we talked about him growing a tail.
Yeah. So Prince Albin.
I need to grab my... You can talk about it.
Okay. So Prince Albin, who's the mage prince, he's been he grew a tail. He's had like reflective eyes and like having trouble seeing in the daytime and stuff. And he grew like a fluffy, long, cat-like tail. And he has claws. And he started like having hunting instincts, so he'll see like little animals in the forest and try to jump on them and eat them.
Yum.
Yum yum.
Yummy.
And he also wants to eat Alexi,
Because he's a goat.
who
Yum.
because he's a goat and he looks yummy. So at night he's making little stone caves to trap himself in so he doesn't attack Alexi in the night.
Yep. Also, because it makes it nice and dark and quiet.
Dark and quiet because it's too distracting with all the animal noises in the forest. And one morning he wakes up and there's like these deep gouges in front of the entrance of the cave. He like put bars in it so he couldn't get out. But it looks like he's been scratching at it and trying to get out, like without being aware of it. And he's freaked out by that. And he's like, Alexei, I'm gonna eat you.
Except more chill.
More chill.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a chill boy.
He's a chill boy. And Alexei's like, yeah, I know. You were acting all feral and weird.
Not chill.
Not chill. So they're like, well, we can't keep doing this because if you're losing control, and whenever Albin uses magic, part of him turns to stone, so he can't keep doing it like every night because then he's gonna be too much stone. It'll be bad.
Waste of magic.
Waste of magic. And Alexei's like, we can't split up.
Yes.
We can't split up because I would be screwed if I was on my own because I'm a little goat and I don't understand all this fairy magic stuff. So they make, so Albin makes a chain and they're like, okay, well maybe we could just chain me up at night so I don't attack.
Yeah, shackles.
And that way we can still stick together. And Alexei's like, okay.
Yeah, and now Alexei has gone off to hunt, and they're
Yes.
testing the chain for the first time.
Yes, we'll see if it'll work.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked a bit, about... Because I think we talked about how Alexei was up, and Albin was crying. And then Albin learned that Alexei has been spying on him.
Alright, he's like, by the way.
But BTW, I can hear everything you say at night, and he
Yeah.
was really upset with him.
Yes.
And they've since talked a bit about Albin's backstory, right?
Yes.
I don't think they've talked so much about Albin's backstory
I
tons.
think so.
Yeah, because Albin was talking about... Because Albin has, night terrors.
Yeah.
That also concern Alexei.
Yes.
It's just feral nights for our boy,
Yeah.
Albin.
Why are you growling? Come here.
She's like, I have to pee again.
Oh, it's too bad. You have to wait till the end of the stream.
Yeah, go wait.
Go wait. You good doggy.
You either go hog wild or lizard calm. Exactly. Yeah, so he was talking... So... He has nightmares about his trials. Because in his day, all mages at the age of maturity, which is 13, which Alexei is like, excuse me, 13 is not an adult. And Albin's like, yeah, you're not an adult, but you're basically an adult. You can have kids at that age, so you're an adult. You're a teenager at the very least. And he's like, no, 13 is not. Because Albin's here coming from the Middle Ages.
Yeah. He's like,
He's from 600 years in the past. And he's like, well, most people aren't going to do adult things at 13, but you can if you're ready. You're at least ready to do a trial. And he's like, Albin. So Alexei's like, well, what are these trials? Adult equals not my problem. So he's like, well, what are these trials? What happens? And he's like, well, they test your magical skill. And he's like, well, what happens if you fail these trials? And he's like, well, if you fail the trials, it'd be because you died. Madoka, come back. Come back, please.
come back to us.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you fail, it's because you died. And Alexei is like, wait, so you send your 13-year-olds on death trials? And Albin's like, you were being, so dramatic about this. It's usually, easy things, It's make an iron fence, And you have a couple days to do it. And it's fine. Like the only issue is that like my dad hates me. Like yeah, cuz like yeah, I had a trial and I was supposed to make a moonstone, which is like really hard. And Alexei's like, "Why is that hard?" And moonstone's just like an easy little gem. And he's like, "Oh my god, not that moonstone." Like I'm talking about a stone made of pure moonlight energy. And he's like, "Well, how am I supposed to know that?" Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's been traumatized by that. And I don't think we've talked about much more than that.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Don't want to spoil anything for Ursula.
Yeah, no spoilers.
My second favorite anime genre, child murder. The first teenagers killing each other. They don't kill each other. It's just you're given like a task, and if you fail at magic, you die. But like, I don't think it was meant to be like, here's a death trial. It's like a test of like, okay. Oh my god, she's crying.
Oh man.
It's basically like saying that like 13-year-olds doing like a horseback riding thing is a death trial. It's like, yeah, if you failed, it's because you you got trampled by a horse. Like that's failure. It's the only way you fail.
Oh, I see.
like, like I'm trying to think. It's like if you had swimming lessons.
Right.
It's like you can't fail it unless you drown. Like that's the only way that you fail.
Yeah.
Like you have as long as you want to complete the trial.
Whereas Alexei was like, I thought you were sending them into like,
Yeah.
I don't know, death traps.
It's just to prove that like you're able to do it. Like you have to be. It's like a request of the king. He's like you're a little mage, and the king is like if you're like a mage who maybe like, I don't know what mages do. Like if it was like a normal kid who makes minerals and stuff, it would be like, make me a golden circlet, you know?
Yeah.
And the kid would be like, okay, I'm gonna make a golden circlet. And he would do it, and it'd be like, wow, you are capable of using magic. Good job.
Gold star.
High five.
High five the king.
And it might be like more difficult than
Yeah.
that, but like that's basically it.
Okay.
He just gave his son a really hard task.
Yeah. Just do this impossible thing.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye.
It's like when racehorses break their legs, basically.
God. Thank you for dealing with Madoka, Bones. I know she's been drinking a lot of water. Congrats, you didn't die exactly. Proud of you. Proud of you. No death.
It's like you said, Ursula, you're gonna die.
Exactly. Death is imminent. Work on your comic. Complete a mage trial. If you can't make a moonstone, I'll turn you into glue. Exactly.
Nightshade.
Nightshade! Look at this little lady. Oh, hi. Oh.
Did you see Ursula's earrings? She made them.
Oh, yeah. I made little earrings.
The calico earrings.
Yeah.
They're made of calicos.
I made them for Miku. Hey, yo.
Stop purring. I'm being mean to you.
Yeah, no purring.
Oh, I dropped you.
Oh, God. You're so mean.
She's a cat.
Hey, it's impossible. No, she's so cute.
I like this move.
That's a good move. It's a little upside down. That's how you hold a cat properly.
Proper cat holding procedure.
Oh, hey, Fado. Oh, she's purring. Hello. Hello, sweetie. Why are you purring?
She's having a good time.
Yeah, it's wow. My little friend. Little baby. Kiss, kiss, kiss. course. Here we go. Oh, okay. Yeah. That's our RP. What's everyone up to? What are you all working on? Or not working? What are you doing to relax while you listen? All fine things. Oh, could I also request, if you're watching and you're enjoying yourself, could you please leave a like on this video? That would mean a lot to me. It would really help us out. You're drawing? Very good. Is it a comic? Or is it other drawings? Oh, they're yelling. Whoa. It's all popping off. Oh, right. I forgot about Rosalie. I think only one scene has happened since we last updated them. Yeah. I'm sorry. I have to plan a lot for those. And it's hard. I'm trying to design characters. Very good. I'm struggling with color thumbnails for a mood painting. Oh, you could do it, Charlie. Character refs. I'm eating right now, but I was drawing. Hell yes. I'm being enabled into addiction? Clad, what are you doing?
Colette.
If you private the
Final
video,
Fantasy.
the algorithm doesn't count it. I keep forgetting that this is live. Oh, wow. It is.
Heck.
Thumbnails and sketching. Very good.
This is live?
We're live. No way.
We're shipping Gardenia and Yuna. They're
Yeah.
cute.
Yeah, Gardenia and Yuna are very
Oh,
adorable.
Aubrey!
Aubrey. Oh, right. We retconned that one too.
Yeah, I don't think we've done anything new, really.
Not really.
Because, like, we retconned it so that Liam, the other stable hand, has gone with her
Yeah.
on the quest. So she hasn't woken up with, like... Actually, I don't think we even did the ears thing last time.
No.
She just has the tail, right?
Yeah.
And she's hiding it. And they go together on their quest with the
Yes.
prince.
Mhm.
And the prince is making her carry everything. And
Yes.
she's, like, dying because it's hard.
Yeah.
And Liam is like, why is he making you do everything? It's so mean. And like he's trying to be nice to her at the end of the day. He's like, I'll give you like all this food. And so he gives her like extra meat for protein. And she's like, ugh, gross. And she's like, I'm a vegetarian. He's like, oh, I didn't know that. I'm sorry. And she's, Marika's wrestling Miku right now. They're having fun.
Silly.
Look at that.
Oh, they're being silly. I don't think you can see it right on the big screen.
Yeah, they're wrestling.
No, they're right off camera.
They're so cute right now.
They're being so cute. Oh. I love when names.
Imagine waking up with a tail, right? That's the dream. It's like half our RP is waking up with a tail.
Basically.
That's like Ursula's curse thing she does
It just does
first is like immediately they've grown a huge tail.
It's fun.
And then they don't change any way other than that for
Yep.
days.
Yeah.
Months.
Duh.
No, it's fine because we slowed down because it was too fast previously. And we want to ship Liam and her as QPPs.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's trying to be helpful, and he's like, how about you take like the first shift of sleeping and I'll guard, and she just wants to eat. Like she just wants to eat grass
Yeah.
because she craves grass now. And Nab, who's pretending to be the prince, gives her an apple and it's like, oh, you should give the horse an apple, and she's just dying because she wants to eat it so bad, but she wouldn't take someone else's treat because she's a nice lady. She's a servant. She's used to being treated poorly.
Yeah, true.
And like, so she tries to lay down and eat, and freaking Liam is staring at her and like checking in all the time, and eventually she's like so hungry, and like he wakes her up for her shift because also because she was like eating grass in her sleep,
Right.
And she like spits it out and pretends it's gross, and it's like, she's like, I'm just so hungry, like. But I'll do my watch. You can go to sleep. And he's like, I can't really sleep right now. Like, and she like snaps at him, and she's just like, stop staring at me. Like, can a lady not have privacy for a single minute? She's like, go to bed. Don't look at me, and just let me spend time with the horse. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she goes and she eats grass. That's where we left off with her.
Yeah. What? Go for her.
Yeah, you go, girl.
You go, girl. You go eat grass.
Eat grass. Don't touch grass. Eat grass.
Exactly.
I love her. She's sweet.
She's cute.
Oh, I was thinking he should start calling her Jenny, because that's what a female donkey is called.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. She just seems like a Jenny.
I don't know where this
Let me
liner
spend
is
time with
fucking-
the horse. Yeah, she likes the horse. They're friends. They're BFFs. We've made it so that Liam has like a big crush on her, but she's just all she ever does is like hang out with the horses.
Yeah.
Even like before she was cursed
She's a horse girl through and through.
to have like a donkey tail and want to eat grass. She's just a horse girl.
I woke up 7 years ago with a tail, and I have dog ears now. Weird. That is basically.
She's like she's very neurotypical.
Extremely.
She's an extremely neurotypical girl who likes to just talk to the animals, hates it when people look at her or talk to her and acknowledge her like neurotypicals do.
Yeah.
She just wants to live in the attic and only ever talk to the animals.
Is that so hard?
And Liam's like, hey, want to be friends? And she's like, I'm busy. He's like, I'll come on this adventure with you. She's like, really?
Leave me alone.
I don't know how to write neurotypicals. Yeah, it's a mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. It's just. Want to talk? Nay. And after I'm done talking with you guys, I'll go back to RPing.
Yep.
And by back to RPing, I mean Ursula needs to sit down and plan.
Mm.
I'm sorry.
Takes so much work to RP.
I know.
Don't have that much brain power.
You have to make bigger plans, unfortunately.
So hard for my little brain.
Stop crying.
When I write my webcomic, it takes forever to think of a panel to start with, and then I start thinking of OCs. Oh no. You just gotta put something down. You can fix it later. Miku. She's attacking Bones.
We need to get the scratching things on the side of the couch.
Yeah, so the cats stop destroying our furniture.
Yeah. They've decided now that there's couch covers that they get to scratch them for some reason.
They're like, alright.
She's like, they're like, it's covered, so I'm allowed.
It's fine. You paused the stream, leech.
Monster.
How could you?
I was thinking about going to the washroom and then I didn't.
You fool.
I got distracted.
With all the animal chaos that erupted. It's understandable.
I hear the litter box turning,
I know.
so I think she did use it.
I love
Proud
our
of you.
robot litter box.
Oh my god, robot litter box is amazing.
Robot litter box
Guys,
is
I
life.
am just going to the washroom. Why do we all have to get up?
Because they love you and they're excited.
No.
But what if it is food time? And they get to eat things? Oh, kitties are getting treats. Oh, man. Man, oh man. I had such a busy week, guys. I'm ready to just chill for the weekend. One of the main characters. The actor I'm using as reference is too good looking. Oh, what a problem to have. That's like anything that gets adapted into like TV or movies is like in the source material they're supposed to be like average or ugly and then they're like a beautiful actor or actress or it's like all right. My week has been nothing but it's had busy vibes. Oh no, you just feel like your time is being eaten up by stuff even though like not a lot is going on. Interesting. My aesthetic accidentally typing 1980s instead of 1880s. I'm being thoroughly confused. Next week will definitely be busy because I have a bunch of tests and projects. Oh god. Good luck, Addison. I hope it goes well. I love a huge jacked man wolf. Exactly. We love. We stand.
I keep wanting to play Elden Ring. That's something.
Oh yeah. I want to play Elden Ring too.
I keep wanting to.
Oh man. You're gosh dang.
Miku messed up my microphone.
Miko.
No, I've been wanting to play Elden Ring just because of the horse.
I know.
But, like, I'm waiting to see if I stop wanting to. And also because I don't have glasses.
I was like, even if you did get it, you'd have to wait. Because of your glasses.
Yeah. I'm gonna try. I don't.
Oh, what?
I don't know.
What do you try?
I was like, maybe I should try playing video games with an eye patch. I want to see if it actually stops my motion sickness.
Maybe.
Because I don't know if it's like a convergency issue. Because, like, I learned that I can read better with one eye closed. Like, I can track the words better. I don't know if it's good for me to close one eye all the time.
That's wild.
Just my eyes aren't working together, I think.
They're not
They're
cooperating.
not a team.
No.
Hey, Fado, what's up?
Hey, bud.
He's looking at me.
Well, buddy.
He's looking at me all funny, like.
I
But-
just tried drawing horns, but they look like cat ears. Beautiful. Keep it. They're now a cat person. No horns. Just cats. Bones' Lear.
What?
With
Why?
your bad eyes.
Oh. Yeah, we're just squinting at each other.
Yeah, just,
I'm
what are
like,
you?
Pebbles.
there you go, your pebbles.
Oh god, Pebbles is gonna be able to see. It'll be so weird.
Yeah. She's like, whoa. This is what the world looks like?
Oh, we're getting a hamster.
Oh, right.
Yeah, we're getting a hamster.
Yes.
I said yes. So, we're getting one.
When?
I don't know.
Oh.
I have to, I gotta check right now. I didn't really look into the details. that
Oh, okay.
much.
You just said yes.
I
Send
think it's
me
like
a
March
hamster.
27th
Holy.
is when they can go home.
That's so fast.
I mean, it's been born, so it's alive. It's a hamster. I don't know which one we're getting. It's gonna be a golden hamster, so just like a traditional.
Okay.
Because that seems to be all she's breeding right now.
Cutie.
They are just turning 3 weeks old right now.
Oh.
They will be ready to go to their new homes anytime after March 23rd.
Eh.
Hamster is a gateway drug to hedgehog. If that was true, I would have already had a hedgehog.
That is, yeah.
I've gotten hamsters before.
A little strawberry milkshake.
Yeah.
She was so cute.
Very funny, Doku. Ugh, it's my dad's birthday, so Facebook is a mess for me.
Oh.
When I move out with friends, we want a meow meow or a dog, but we're not sure which would be better for us yet.
Meow meows are good for.
Meow meows are easy, but if you have roommates, like depending on the situation, if things are gonna shift and change, cats aren't as great at handling that.
That is true. That is true.
Cats will get mad at one of you for moving the toaster and piss in a corner. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's like my dad sat in one corner and my cat hated it, so he peed on the printer. No, that was like one of his other cats.
Oh god.
Rabbits are domestic though.
That is true. Rabbits are domestic.
Hamsters
so-
are domestic too. Pigeons too,
Oh, you're right. Pigeons are.
but parrots aren't.
I don't know how to care for rabbits, but interesting. Yeah. Cats are nice because you can like leave them. So if you and your roommates need to like travel
Yeah.
for whatever reason for like a day, you can leave your cat. But with a dog, you have to find like a kennel or bring them or have someone look after them a lot more.
There's also wild hamsters. Yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
the same as domestic. There's wild dogs too. Well, there's feral dogs, and then there's African wild dogs, which are really different. I was looking at dormice.
Oh right, they're so cute. Got
Expensive,
little
but so
anime
sweet.
eyes.
Oh damn, they've gone down in price.
Oh dang. Oh ding dang. That's dangerous.
That is dangerous. Well, I can't get one anyways
Yeah.
because
forgetting
I
hamster.
have mice right now.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what I'll do after mice, and I've been considering dormice. Like cats and dogs, every other animal are things that you might find in nature. They're not man-made animals. What? I don't have any animals. Well, the thing with domestication is it's mutual usually,
Oh yeah.
right? Like most domesticated animals are animals that have an interest in humans already. Like pigeons would hang out near humans, and pigeons were dumb and yummy, so
Dumb and yummy.
yeah.
Oh dear.
That's a lot of animals. They're just dumb and yummy. Because, like, some animals are not domesticatable. Like zebras. Zebras are assholes. Horses, dumb and yummy.
Dumb and yummy.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's the case with rabbits, too.
that's the end of our stream. Thank you all for joining us. Please make sure to subscribe if you're new here and
Cats.
leave a like on the video. It would help us out a lot. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Love you.
She's quitting on me.
Mwah.